The following is a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio. A show that looks good, feels good, and sounds good. This is When in Rome with Stuart Rome.
Welcome back to another fabulous edition of When in Rome with Stuart Rome. We do it every single week. I'm about ready to lose my brain here. This is going to be the last show we do today, and thank goodness because we got some music involved. And this is going to be perfect for me too, Stuart, because you're doing some folkish music, and that's the kind of music I probably need to hear right now at this point in my day. First of all, how you doing, my man? Everything good?
Good. You know, I've got this kind of mellow, folkish kind of theme today, and it's too damn cold to go outside and do the show. I do it from outside a lot of times, the spa, but too cold, so I'm doing it in a new party room. So I'm kind of keeping it kind of mellow because we have a couple of services going on outside the room.
There you go. By the time
everything's good.
By the time you get back there next week, it'll probably be in the 80s.
You're right. I mean, that's how it is, right?
I know, right? And I mean, you obviously live down in New Orleans. You kind of come back and forth, and the weather's like that. Did you get any snow or anything the last few days? It's been kind of weird. Did you get anything down there?
You know, we had that big 10 inches, which was 3-4 weeks ago. But no, we cooled down yesterday. I flew up to Birmingham yesterday, and it was starting to cool down, kind of like it did here.
Yeah.
But we're always like. New Orleans is usually like 12 degrees ish higher as far as like nighttime low than Birmingham. So, it gets to be 20 here. It might be 32 in New Orleans.
Now, I would think that your business kind of goes along with the weather in that when it gets warmer, more people want to come use your services or check your services out. Am I wrong there? I mean, it sounds your place is a feel good place. When you go to the Woodhouse Day Spa, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. When you go there, you're going to feel fantastic. It's a self rejuvenation type of thing, and a lot of people feel really good about themselves. And I know in the summertime, we're all trying to lose some weight, and we're trying to get brown, and we're trying to get some sun. And I would think that would go along with it. Correct?
Well, not really, actually. We're mainly based on the seasons and not so much, the temperature or the weather itself.
Okay.
For example, it doesn't matter whether it's January, February, or it could be say October. Those are all really good months, and it's just because of the season that they're in. Summertime, the warmth. You would think, oh yeah, everybody wants to come to the spa. Well, everybody's on vacation, Yeah. Kids are out of school. So summertime is actually a slower time for us than, let's say, wintertime. But you definitely see a difference in some of the services. I think we talked about this last time with, when summer comes around, you get more of those waxings and people going to the beach and all that kind of stuff. So it definitely changes the services that we do, but not so much the volume.
Now, I know you're Stuart Rome joined us here, When in Rome with Stuart Rome. Fantastic show. You can hear it every Monday through Friday, at least 5 days a week, sometimes more, depending on how our schedule lays out. And, of course, you can also find us wherever you get your favorite podcast. It's one of our most listened to shows. Well, I would think could describe the difference here. And I actually got an email from Milton, of all people. Milton in Aniana wants to know what's the difference between your spa and, say, a spa you'd get in a hotel. And I think he's wanting to get the idea of what's the difference between a destination spa like your own it's brick and mortar, it's right there, it's there 24 hours a day, and you don't have different groups of people coming in and out like you would in a hotel. Or is there any difference?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's that's kind of what our niche is. We're basically sort of like your destination spa, but we're just not located in a hotel. We're more accessible. We're within the city, standalone, like we are here on the Summit. We offer the same kind of amenities as far as male, female locker rooms and showers and robes and beverages and all that great stuff. The only thing that we don't have that you typically may see in like a hotel type spa would be maybe a steam room or, a few of those other type amenities. But as far as services and all the other benefits that come with it, I think we would take the Woodhouse and stick it in a hotel, and it'll work there just as well.
There you go. All right. You're doing some folk songs today. It's perfect for me. I'm trying to wind down a long Thursday here. Can't believe tomorrow it's almost Friday. By the way, do we do a show last week? I'm kind of.
We did.
We did. What did we talk about as far as, and did we talk? We know we talked about Valentine's Day, but how was your Valentine's Day, and how was your Saturday afterwards? Was it good?
Valentine's was great.
Good.
We had a really, really busy weekend. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We were giving out chocolate-covered strawberries, and we had special drinks, and tons of couples massages. Obviously, our 3 rooms all booked up the whole weekend, but it was really good. I mean, we tried to put everybody on staff that we possibly had working that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it was great. We sold some gift cards, and we had some robe specials and pajama specials. And nice. I like that time of year because it's a little bit different than, it's a little different from Christmas, where you focus on people buying packages and gift cards. Where Valentine's Day is, pretty much just about that kind of weekend, more in-spa type.
Yeah. I knew that, I knew we had talked. I just couldn't remember because I tried to book something for my daughter to get her nails done. And I said, honey, we're not doing anything on the day after Valentine's Day, or, on that 15th, because that weekend is going to be flooded because everyone's getting their gift cards and everybody's going to want to use them. So she certainly understood. So my Valentine will get hers next time she comes over. All right. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Let's kick it off with one of your folkish songs. First of all, this is the first time you've ever gone this theme. I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, I think there's a couple of people on here that we've played before, but mixed in with various other things. Like we may have done like Bonnie Raitt when she played the Jazz Fest once, but never all these in one show. So we're going to start it out with a little Bob Dylan. Like a Rolling Stone. Like a Rolling Stone.
We're going folkish, if you will, here on the theme for When in Rome with Stuart Rome. It's Bob Dylan. Have you seen the new movie yet?
I didn't, but I saw something was on. I don't know what channel it was. It was more about the actor that played Bob Dylan.
60 Minutes. Yeah, I saw that too. That was he's an interesting dude, isn't he?
Yeah, I didn't realize he was in all the other stuff. I didn't really know much about him until I saw that 60 Minutes thing.
Yeah.
But
I knew he did I knew he did the Willy Wonka thing, but I didn't realize he had done. And the crazy thing is he he took the part over and wanted him to do it perfectly, and he still has not met Bob Dylan, which I thought was really interesting, because you think that'd be the first thing you'd want to do is meet Bob Dylan before you'd actually play Bob Dylan, but he thinks maybe he did a better job because he hadn't done that. But that's interesting.
Yeah, I think he apparently threw some of his own stuff in there, and like you said, decided to do a lot of the stuff, live on set rather than using pre-recorded stuff. So it should be interesting.
There you go. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. We read all of our emails. We never know what we're going to get. Sometimes I'm going to read them on the fly today. So I feel like I'm a little rusty today. So look out. I'm all over the place here, my friend. This comes from Adam in Birmingham. Heard you talking last week with a smiley face cracked up about Justin Bieber hitting all these spas out in the West Coast. There evidently is a picture that's rotating around on social media. His divorce rumors continue to flare up, and he's got all these big blotchy red marks all over his face. And the question is, ask Stuart, what the hell happened to Justin's face?
I'm gonna have to look at Google and view a close up of the face, because the only, besides some drugs that I may have taken, the only thing I could think, maybe he did a bunch of cupping on his face or something, and it left all those cup marks.
I was sitting here looking at it. It is not good. It's not a good look unless he just had his face. The funny thing though is he looks a lot older. That everyone was talking about last week, in case you missed the show, and of course you can go back and listen to it. Everyone was talking about what a wonderful job he was doing for the spa business, because he went to a spa like 2 or 3 times a day for like 3 weeks, and people were wondering what was going on with his marriage and everything else. And besides that, he looks like Justin Bieber, but he looks like he's almost 50.
Want to be, who knows, maybe got leprosy or something.
This is a possibility. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. We always get questions about skin conditions. And Ethel in Birmingham wants to know what exactly is rosacea and how do you combat it?
Well, it's redness of the skin. Obviously it's a type of rash, basically. We have some products that'll take care of it. Typically, if you've got a bad case of that, you really need to go to a dermatologist. Mm-hmm. But it's basically a rash of the skin, and it's blotchy. It's not like a big long rash. It's all consistent. It's just kind of blotchy all over the body. And if you have that kind of condition, you really need to probably go see a dermatologist.
Okay. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Julian from Birmingham says, I'm a 17-year-old. She goes to Oak Mountain. This is probably one of the youngest ones we've ever had. She's very concerned about, she wants to get a facial at the Woodhouse Day Spa, but she's very concerned about her T. I guess that's the T in her forehead. I guess the T that goes across and down. And she's concerned about any type of usage of anything you guys would use that perhaps would mess up her skin. I guess she's worried about acne or breaking out or something like that. How do you deal with younger people, customers that come in? Obviously, when you're younger, your skin is a little more oily. And then as you get older, it gets dried out. And then it also goes along with the seasons too. I could feel my legs start to itch like hell whenever it gets below like 30 degrees. It's because my skin just gets so dry. But how do you deal with that? Because not every face is the same.
Yeah, so we, obviously estheticians are all trained and licensed, so they'll evaluate the skin like they do for every facial that they do. And if you've got very sensitive skin or you're prone, to different skin conditions, we've got totally organic products that we'll use that don't have any chemicals in them. We don't have any retinol, those kind of things that normally we may use in, say, like a anti-acne type facial. We'll use all cleansing stuff, all organic, all plant-based, so that so that you don't it doesn't affect the sensitive skin. But that's pretty much what we do for every facial. Is that we do a little consult, and it's not uncommon for one of our estheticians to change the type of facial that the guest booked once they get in the room and actually can see their skin.
And almost everything that you use is also for sale, I'm assuming, afterwards. So if they really like the way it feels, they can go out there and get
and they'll tell them, every facial, the estheticians will tell them what they used and may recommend a certain moisturizer, or you may have liked the way something felt on your skin. Just ask the esthetician, and 9 times out of 10 we're going to have it on the retail shelf.
There you go. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. This is When in Rome with Stuart Rome. We do the show every single week. Stuart just got back in town. Of course, you could check out his wonderful pad. It's fantastic right there at the summit out there. It's really, really pretty. And of course, the weather's out there. It's a little chilly right now, but it's going to be in the 70s by next week. So people are going to be getting ready for the beach and get ready for, what's the next big thing? Is it wedding season, or because now?
Well, we're getting into wedding season, and then it rolls into Mother's Day. So.
Yeah.
And then you have Father's Day, and you have graduations, and it's this is like the big, really all the way from January through end of May is all cranking. And then of course we hit that summertime when all the kids are out, and it slows down a little bit, but not terribly. It does get terribly slow, but it does definitely slow down a little bit.
Good stuff. Let's go ahead and get another song in here. We're doing folkish music. I actually got a chance to meet Bonnie Raitt. She was the BJCC Concert Hall. It was about 4 or 5 years ago, and we did a meet and greet after her show. And the only thing I did not like about Bonnie Raitt was she wouldn't sign anything. Everyone had something for her to sign, obviously, because that's kind of how you tell your story, right? And she would not sign a thing, and I was really disappointed because everyone wanted to get an autograph of Bonnie Raitt. She goes, I don't sign anything. But anyway, she sat there and talked to us for 45 minutes. It was great. We could ask her anything we want. She just wouldn't sign anything. So. For whatever reason, but she is second on our folkish list. What song you got here?
Yeah, I've seen actually a few times at Jazz Fest. She's a kind of a regular there. But I really, really like the song. It's Angel from Montgomery.
Angel from Montgomery. That's a great song. I hadn't heard that song in forever. That's a wonderful song. Nice pick, and something different as opposed to all of the music that she's always been kind of difficult when it comes to classic rock. We played Thing Called Love, and I'm trying to think some of the other songs she had, but some of her stuff was a little mellow. But some of the more stuff that was more folkish, much like the Bob Dylan stuff, was stuff that we love to play. So that was good stuff. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. We're going to get to a lot of emails today. Johnny in Southside wants to know if
Southside
Johnny, there you go. He wants to know if and again, a lot of people throw questions. I think sometimes people think you're a doctor. Or this is like a med spot.
I just play one on the radio.
Yeah, you do. Well, I mean, but we learned some things, right? He wanted to know if pain pads really work. I'm trying to think. I've seen the Salonpas, and certainly I've used smoking patches. I've tried to get off the dip, and I know to an extent the patches work.
I think they do. I mean, basically, like for example, the willow balm that we'll use in some of our deep tissues, or somebody has a muscle issue, we'll put that willow balm, which is a really great product. It's kind of a natural version of, say, something like Bengay. But those patches are basically no different from that. It just contains the medicine in a patch, and it stays on your body rather than having somebody has to rub it in, and something you leave on overnight. And eventually, of course, loses all the medicine inside of it. But some of them heat up. Some of them can heat up, makes your muscles feel a bit better. But that's basically all they are. Is they're basically going to be the medicine that we normally apply, or the balm that we normally apply in massage therapy. Just a take-home version, so to speak.
Oh, you actually have those at the Woodhouse Spa. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I didn't know that. See, there you have it.
And kind of like you just said, like the patch. The nicotine patch, it's basically medication. It's just giving you the medication, through the skin via patch rather than, taking a liquid or a pill or something like that.
There you go. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. You have a song coming up here next, and I wasn't trying to pinpoint you down. I just, when I saw folkish, I didn't think of this band as a folk band, but it's a personal thing. So the fact that you do, I think, is really interesting, and you can explain that coming up in just a few seconds. I want to get to one more email before we go here, and we'll talk about your website, your 6 for 5. You'll get so many things to get into every single week right here. When in Rome with Stuart Rome. Fantastic show. Barb wants to know, is there any truth to the myth about cuticles and the health of an individual based on how far the cuticle goes back on the nail? Have you heard anything about that?
Not so much. I mean, I know when we do our manicures and pedicures, we always take care of the cuticles. We actually push them back into the nail, or at least, level with where the skin meets, where the nail goes into the skin.
Yeah.
But as far as, if you've got cuticles that stick out more normally than others, I don't think that's an indication of anything.
What's the white part that looks like the smaller nail that's on the inside of the nail? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like where the cuticle would usually cover up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people said that if that is like really extended out, that means your vitamin D level is really good, and if it's gone, the doctors can tell it you need more vitamin D or something. I don't know.
Well, you see, that's something I don't know. So you see, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, there you go. You got to learn something.
But it's probably I would imagine that's almost like the base of the nail where it's growing out from the skin. So maybe there's some, I don't know, some nerves in there that I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm looking at mine right now as we speak.
I know there's a lot of different things you can tell by looking at your fingers. You can tell, like, if you're a male or a female, if that ring finger is actually longer than your pointer finger. If you hold your hand up, that's why
mine's shorter. Is that the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah. If you're and no, hold on, because I don't want to tell you you're a woman. Because everyone was talking about the Donald Trump thing, saying that we either have men or women. We don't have both, and so there's one way to figure it out: is you put your hand down. And I want to say, if you put your hand straight down, your ring finger is actually longer than your pointer finger on your right hand. That means you're male, and if it's shorter, you're female. I think is what it is.
Oh, pointer finger.
Yeah. round longer than your pointer finger. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, my pointer finger is shorter because I guess I'm a man.
Yeah, because only in men is that AB testosterone, whatever it is, thingamabob. Your fingers are shorter on that end as opposed to women, but they're longer. So I don't know.
I didn't know that. You see?
See, there you go.
It's amazing.
All right. Yep. Why would you pick Faces as one of your folk bands? I think of Rod Stewart. He's coming to town, by the way. He's going to the at the brand new amphitheater down there in Birmingham. I think he's coming sometime in July, I think it is. And he just turned 80. And if I'm not mistaken, and I want to ruin ticket sales, but I don't think he's playing any of his old stuff anymore. I think he's only doing the storybook thing. If I'm not correct. So if you're going down there and thinking you're going to hear "Do I Think It's Sexy," you're not going to hear that. But anyway, still Rod Stewart.
He changes his mind about that. But anyway, I know he's playing in New Orleans too. But I hadn't heard the song selection yet. But anyway, yes, Faces number one. It's on my playlist, right? It's on my iTunes. And it's not so folkish, but it kind of reminds me of that whole period, with like Bonnie Raitt and Dylan. I don't know why it just reminds me of that vibe, I guess you'd say. Yeah. So, I don't know what you would actually consider the song. I think it's a mixture of all kind of stuff, but it's so upbeat and it's got a great. I think it's just a great album. It's a great song. You could crank this kind of song on the beach, or you could, crank it at an outdoor backyard barbecue or whatever. It goes with everything.
There you go. What is it?
Oh, it's Ooh La La.
Ooh La La. There is Face. That is a great, man. You picked some really good songs this week. You always pick good songs, but you're picking some songs that we don't play here, and I love that. That's fantastic. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Info at TonyCurryRadio.net. Everyone always asks about your 6 for $5 deal, so we mention it every single week. Tell everybody about your incredible 6 for $5 deal and what does it entail.
Yes, sir. It's basically we're going to give you a free service with the package. You choose whatever service you want from our menu, which is a lot of services, a lot of service options, and you're going to pay for 5, and we're going to give you 6. So we'll put all 6 on your account. It's very versatile. You can share them with friends or family. You can, bring 5 friends and yourself on the same day and use them all the same day. You can gift them. They don't expire. So it's a great package deal. Like I said, it's a completely free service. You don't have to worry about carrying a gift card around or worrying about how many you have left because it's all in our system. Good. And it's a really great deal.
That's fantastic. When in Rome with Stuart Rome, we do the show every single week. It's the first show we ever did. It was kind of a hybrid where we actually did talk about a fantastic business, birmingham.woodhousespas.com, right there at the summit, and also mixed in some music. We got an hour out of it, and it's one of our favorite shows. And we have a lot of P1s, a lot of people that listen to the show every single week because I can recognize a lot of the email questions from week to week, including one here from Ron. I'm not sure where Ron's from. Ron said he recently went on a date with this really hot smoking girl, but she did something to her eyebrows, and now he can't stop looking at her eyebrows. He wants to know what's up with women and eyebrows.
Oh, man.
My daughter is turning 13 in April. And she's experimenting. It's the first daughter I've had, right? I've been around women my entire life, and I don't think there's anything sexier than watching a woman actually get up early in the morning and put makeup on. That is really hot. While I'm lying in bed, they're getting ready to go to work because of my work schedule. I don't have to get out of bed. And I think that's really sexy. I think that's hot. But my daughter is
Wait, let me ask you this question. Is the sexy hot part them putting the makeup on or the fact they have a job to go to?
It's probably, or the fact that I get to stay in bed. I think that may be the sexy part too. I don't know why I said that, but there was one particular woman that her name was Patty. I'll never forget her. I wonder what she looks like now. Anyway, it was one of those hot, lurid love affairs, and I would spend the night at her house, and she knew that I liked, and she would sit there in front of her little mirror set and put her makeup on in the morning, knowing that I was watching her the entire time, and she got off on that. Yep. Anyway, my daughter, totally different story here. My daughter is now experimenting with makeup. I've got makeup in my car. I've got makeup in the bathrooms here. I got makeup outside. There's makeup all over the place. I didn't realize how crazy it was. And I told her, I said, don't go crazy with the eyebrows. The eyebrow things, leave your natural eyebrows. And now women are painting these eyebrows on and they look like they're too perfect. And once you start looking at one, it's hard to not keep looking at it. It's like the only thing that sticks out of your face. He wants to know, why do women do that?
if you want the perfect example of way overdone eyebrows, just turn on any WNBA game.
Oh yeah,
they're the queens of it. But I think it's not attractive to me. I mean, a nice little some nice eyeliner, eyelash tint. That's pretty cool. But when you get those eyelashes that'll like stick out 5 feet from your face, that's a little much, It's just like I don't like the really, really, really long nails.
Yeah.
The eyelashes just I don't know. I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, I can't either. And I know it takes a lot of work. And I know most women would say, well, I'm not doing it for you. And that's fine. Do it for you. I want you to make sure you feel attractive and feel confident and secure in your own confidence and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. It seems like most women that I've ever been attracted to don't wear a lot of makeup anyway.
Right.
They can put a hat on and a pair of shoes and hit the door without having to take an hour to get ready, which is always somewhat alluring to me as well. So it's kind of another thing.
Well, it's one of those things. It's about moderation, like everything else. I mean, I've seen some that look great, look natural, and they're definitely a little bit longer than say the ones they actually have. But once you go ridiculous, just like Botox lips, they look great. Until you blow them up too big, and then it's too much.
There you go. Speaking of Botox lips, Peter in Gardendale wants to know what's the next big thing, i.e. lips. That was the big thing, Botox. You can't have them too big. Is there anything, are you seeing anything in your line of work where women, is it eyebrows, is it lips? Have we done anything to the eyeballs? I know.
I think we're going to go back to like Halloween, the old candy wax lips. Remember those?
Yeah, you think so?
The wax lips and they had the.
Hey, there's some women that look like they've got those on. If they're so big that you can't tell where they start and where they end, that's not attractive. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how lips like that feel. I haven't been with a woman with lips that big. Maybe I will someday, but I'm sure it feels differently. But the wax lips may be the way to go.
Right. No, as far as but anything new, not really that I've seen. I think in general, for the most part, women just want to take care of the skin, look good, and then you'll have a few things come and go, like the big eyelashes and things like that. But nothing nothing earth shattering, anything major that I can see.
Before we double up on your last song, and by the way, I love your last artist, one of my favorites, and I love the fourth one too. They're fantastic. Is there anything as people get ready for, and I've been wanting to ask you this question for like 3 years, and I finally remember to ask you, but as we get ready for the springtime and the summertime and the change in the weather, our pores start to expand, our skin starts to do some different things. I think we actually, and I know there's a lot of exfoliation techniques that you guys use where you get the dead skin off, particularly on your feet and things like that, parts of your body. But is there any particular spa treatment or technique that you guys use that's really good to use just as things start to warm up and we get out more? Is there something we can do to exfoliate the skin or make the skin brighter or glow more so that it attracts more sun, or maybe holds in sunscreen better? I would think there'd be some type of a spa treatment you could have that would be like the summer kickoff spa treatment where you could.
Yeah, we do. We usually have some kind of summer facial specials. Obviously wintertime, your skin's drier. So you may be using moisturizer. Your skin may be really dry. Where you get into the summer and you start sweating more, you're going to be more prone to acne, those kind of things. So maybe you're cleansing 3-4 times a day, where in the wintertime, you're cleansing once in the morning, once at night. So it definitely, definitely changes. And then of course, the sun gets brighter and you got to make sure to have that sunscreen on that we always talk about. But that's really year round, because even though you don't think you're getting sun in the winter, you are. So, but yeah, as far, we have great cleansing products that we use. We have the kind that the traditional type that you would put water in your face and then apply the product and wash your face. We also have these nice pads that make it easier from line calls back to Dennis Gross, and they're medicated pads for like sensitive, normal skin. Makes you easy to clean up. You can stick them in your purse, in the summertime, you're on the go. So yeah, we have all kind of different products for every time of the year. But like you said, it definitely changes things when you go from a really dry climate into the heat and the sweat and the humidity of the summer.
There you go. Great stuff. We've been doing folk songs, if we will. Bob Dylan, he did some Bonnie Raitt, some Faces. Double up our last two. We'll let you fly. Thank you again for a fantastic show. Win in Rome with Stuart Rome. Make sure you, by the way, you put with Stuart Rome. There are several other Win in Rome podcasts out there because there are so many. We pride ourselves in being in the top 10% of all podcasts across the country. It's because we do the best around here, and it's because our clients are the best as well. Give me your final two songs, my friend.
Yes, sir. We're going to do a little Janis, Janis Joplin, Piece of My Heart, and we're going to finish it up with one of our favorites, like you said, Gordon Lightfoot, and I guess this is probably my favorite song by him, Capri Highway.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio.